at the hands of the financially and politically powerful chemical, agricultural, and pharmaceutical industries it is supposed to be regulating. As health consumers, we should not be so naive as to believe the FDA has the resources to truly protect the American consumer. It clearly does not. And her little bit more. For instance, Lipitor, the number one prescribed cholesterol-lowering drug, brings in $10 billion annually, an amount which is greater than 5 times the entire annual budget for the FDA. A hugely successful market campaign has made Lipitor the best-selling drug of all time, increasing Pfizer's net income fourfold. She goes, healthy bodies need cholesterol for proper brain function, to protect against senility and other ravages of the aging process. Low cholesterol leads to reduced levels of vitamin D, which is necessary to protect against osteoporosis, diabetes, multiple sclerosis, depression, cancer, psoriasis, and atherosclerosis. Go on. Why is statin drugs so widely promoted? The answer is simple. Follow the money. She says the same thing that you do.
Okay, now this is another doctor, Dr. Hadler, and we're going to wrap this thing up with what he has to say. He says, I'd have to treat 100 or more people with Crestor for a year to spare one of them a cardiovascular event. Now, the event could be a heart attack, a non-fatal heart attack, it could be a stroke, or it could be a fatal heart attack. It would take a year of treating 100 people to prevent that one event. So saving a life is 1/3 of 1% that they would not have had otherwise. I'd have to treat several hundred more people a year to spare one heart attack, and hundreds more to spare one stroke. I'm unwilling to even suggest that there would be a life-saving benefit. Are you willing to swallow Crestor every day for 2 years in the hopes that you're one in hundreds who just might be spared a non-fatal heart attack? This is the doctor talking. Does it bother you that more of the volunteers on Crestor were diagnosed with diabetes than were protected from heart disease? Does it bother you that the person on Crestor develops a muscle disease more than it was supposed to have any benefits from heart disease? Or that some have elevated liver enzymes or kidney complications? Does any of that bother you? Does it also bother you that some of the other consequences of statin drugs include depression of mental acuity, anemia, acidosis, frequent fevers, weakening of and enlargement of the heart, cataracts, muscle pain and weakness, and an increase of cancer risk? All that to save 1/3 of 1% taking Crestor.
Right, and you can do 3 wonderful things that we've talked to you about, that everyone comes in and reports how normalizing, how excellent they are in every other way, is Cardiozyme. That helps. The nutrients in there have been demonstrated to help reduce cholesterol to normal levels, get rid of plaque, and chelate the toxins out of the veins and arteries, et cetera, and so forth. Coles, Nutri-Coles from Biochem, which is a wonderful combination of nutrients that stabilize and keep normal the amounts of cholesterol levels. And the super pure omega-3. Why? Because the great pure fish oils improve triglyceride levels and help to keep the cholesterol perfect. Now, I just want to say one thing about what you said, though. We had several people coming in who doctors locally have been trying to put on Crestor. One lady was slender, of Asian descent, beautiful gal, much younger than I, with everything pretty much except for having a little low thyroid function and a very slender kind of diet. She was told to take Crestor. Her total cholesterol level was 190. That is low.
It's perfectly safe.
And she was only about 50 years old, and they're automatically trying to dispense this drug to put people on this with all the terrible side effects that can be experienced to a woman of only 50 years old with a cholesterol completely normal range. So they're not even looking to, oh my gosh, well, if it's a severe situation and very escalated levels, then we'll try Crestor. No, that's automatically given.
That's right. Here's one last statement from Dr. Mercola, MD. He says, in my clinical experience, which spans more than 2 decades, 20 years, and thousands of patients, there have been a grand total of 3 people who actually required statins to help to control their cholesterol problem. 3 out of 20, many thousands, all right?
Wow.
Folks, years ago, 200 cholesterol was considered a very safe level. But once the board of approval was stacked with paid shills from the drug cartel, that number went down to 160.
Right. Now
Then
they're
100
after your
then-
kids.
Then 150.
Yeah.
And now
Oh.
130. And now they're going to put your children on
Right.
statin
And
drugs.
they'll have no brain function.
Okay.
And give your brains to the kids. I mean, take your brains from the children, put it in the pockets of those pharmaceutical drug lords.
Again, it's
so
a payoff.
criminal.
It's all the payoff with
It's
the
beyond
FDA.
belief criminal, and it's mass murder. There's no other word for it. And I know that we can feel powerless. I often do. I often say, come on, what can I do about this? I'm doing what I can do. You do what you can do, and don't let them do this to you, okay? I hope that doctors everywhere wake up to this reality. I'm thankful to this doctor that Dennis quoted, and to the many different doctors who go for an complementary, alternative, natural therapies, working effectively along with dietary change and getting off those sugars and preventing that metabolic syndrome that we talked about. Wonderful ways to take back your health. Come to Alive and Well. It's a family-owned and operated business. This family is there for you. Be there for us because we're there to help you. And we're there open Monday through Friday, 9 to 7, Saturday 9 to 6, Sunday 10 to 4. The awesome deli at Alive and Well is open all those 7 days a week. You have to experience not only making the season a happier time. You know how you do that? By letting the deli cater all those wonderful dinners for you. 877-4950.
This is Dennis Jones.
And this is Mona Jones. It's great to have you here. Thanks for coming and joining us.
Next week we'll be here. You be here. Till then, let us remind you one more time, folks, that Optimum Health is alive and well in Kahului.
Aloha.